Hi guys, welcome back to Respectfully ASMR. Today, I'd like to flip through this In Vogue book. If I had prepared better, my nails would be done. They'd be both visually appealing and we could tap a little bit better. But I didn't plan that far ahead. So if you don't mind, we're gonna get started. So let's get started. A little bit of background about this book, actually. I borrowed it from a former employer, and it was just sitting in the back. I truly did just want to borrow it, but then I never returned it, so I suppose it's mine now. If they asked for it back, I would have given it back, but I suppose it wasn't that important. So, to be truthful, a lot of this is just visual. You can see my ceiling light right here. A lot of this is visual. So right here we'll see a more gothic scene. We've got some ladies wearing black dresses. We have some purple dresses. Purple dresses. We have two ladies in purple. 1, 2, 3 ladies wearing black. 1, 2, 2 ladies wearing a dusty blue. Dusty blue. 1 lady wearing both colors of dusty blue and lavender. And 1 woman wearing, it appears to be a mix of both that lavender and dusty blue. And they are at a picnic with candle-lit operas. It's very reminiscent of Alice in Wonderland, of the picnic that she attends with the rabbit who is late. So how many people do we have in this photo? We'll start on this side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's very pretty hair. I lost count. I am embarrassed to admit that I have lost count. So let's start over. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people at a picnic, a gothic picnic. Let's move on. So this is in Vogue. Vogue. Vogue, Vogue, Vogue. In Vogue. The illustrated history of the world's most famous fashion magazine. To be truthful, I don't want to butcher their names, so if you don't mind, I won't try. I might try. I'm gonna try. I already messed up. Norberto Angeletti and Alberto Oliva. Oliva? This is a very pretty photo. I could imagine Lily Collins doing something like this in the present day. Very pretty. I like this Audrey Hepburn-esque vibe going on. All black, in black and white. Very classy. I might have to hold the book like this to avoid getting a glare. So on this side we have a person wearing a netted hat with some smoky makeup. The classic 90s brows. I do hope it was the 90s. I have to admit, I was born in the 90s, so I don't know too much about the very thin eyebrows. Then she's smoking a cigarette. Pardon me, they are with long nails, and it appears that they have maybe a pearl or a very thin hoop. Then on this side, we're at a beach. It's a beach party. They're having a lot of fun. They seem to be a couple. They're wearing denim, a white collared shirt. I can only assume that this is a long sleeve polo, half zip, quarter zip. He's having a little fun there and she's loving it. This background reminds me of Malibu. I only say that because it looks like the Hannah Montana houses. Oops. Let me try again. Oh, this is fun. Girls' Day. So this is a black and white photo. I don't know if you wanted me to explain that, and I'm happy to. Don't fret. But a black and white photo of gal pals. They're all wearing white collared shirts. Looks like this one might be a brunette. This one might be a blonde who needs her roots done. Maybe a brunette. What do you think? A blonde, and a brunette. Oh, they don't have pants on. I thought they were wearing shorts. Nope, they are wearing underwear. This looks like a fun photo. I wonder the context. I wonder. Also, you may notice that I've been going back and forth between soft spoken and whisper. I'm trying trying to decide which you prefer as well as which I prefer. I prefer listening to whispers, but I've noticed it's harder to whisper. So please just let me know which you prefer, and I'll gladly take that into consideration. Okay, let's keep it going. Oh, that's so fun, but let's focus on this. Oh, you can't see. Okay. Obsessed. Let's start there. I love this form-fitted dress. Okay, sorry. Let's start from the background and then we'll move from top to bottom. So the background is a textured charcoal color with some yellowing right here. I'd like for you to be able to see. I don't like this photo. With some yellowing over here, and at the bottom it's kind of smoky. I think I'm gonna skip this photo. I think it may be too graphic for you guys because we're trying to sleep. So I'm just gonna turn the page. Okay, on to something a little less appalling. So it looks like they are in a field of grass. A field of grass. And this person has jumped off the diving board into the water in a suit. It kind of looks like this swoot. I don't know if you've seen New Girl. It looks like the swoot, the sweatsuit, but a shorts version, and they have rain boots on. They've got some pretty flowers, and maybe some flowers in the background. Maybe. This looks like a lovely day. Okay, I'll go ahead and read this part to you. I always opted out of the popcorn reading in schools, so forgive me for how slow I read. This book is, by any measure, long overdue. Though Vogue is now in its 12th decade, no book has yet to... I'm gonna start over. This book is, by any measure, long overdue. Though Vogue is now in its 12th decade, no book has yet recounted its history or detailed its editorial value. Editorial, visual, and artistic contributions to culture in general and to fashion journalism in particular. The few titles published about Vogue are picture books, or are focused on one of the magazine's key personalities, usually a photographer or fashion editor. They are written in a biographical or anecdotal vein, with Vogue little more than a backdrop or a point of reference. No book has paid homage as this book does to the editors, photographers, writers, and designers who built Vogue in the past, continue to build it today. The men and women, invisible to the reader, but highly visible to the industry, behind each cover and behind every page. In these and other ways, in Vogue is out of the ordinary. We were fortunate to be granted from the outset not only unprecedented and unlimited access to the behind-the-scenes workings of Vogue, but encouragement to write freely about what we saw and lived and felt, with a guarantee of absolute editorial control. As researchers, analysts, writers, and teachers of magazine history, we had never faced such a challenge: to discover the secrets of the success of the world's foremost fashion magazine, to dissect what it has done to attract and hold the attention of millions of women for more than a century. The task has been both fascinating and complex. To explore the magazine's editorial attributes over the years, we also had to explore the world that Vogue reflected, often shaped the evolution not only of fashion, but of women themselves, how they choose and wear clothes, interpret beauty, assume a changing role in society. We delve into archives, vintage clothing collections, biographies, back issues of magazines, art books, and thousands upon thousands of... It's pretty. I like these glass balls. And the sand teardrops. Okay, that's fun. Upon thousands of unforgettable photographs. Oh, so this is a book. Let's examine the photos first. So this is look like it may be set in the early 1900s. She has some wine glass, some beautiful hair, maybe some pearls. It looks like a dangling earring, a nice little shawl, and long skirt. It appears to go to about here, and some heels. Or what do we think? Do we think it goes here and these are boots? I digress. There is a martini glass on the floor, a chandelier, a violinist, and these beautiful doors with gorgeous wood flooring. She looks familiar. Anywho, this woman is standing on some columns, very detailed columns. Gorgeous. In a beautiful 70s inspired one piece, maybe two pieces, a matching set perhaps. Sorry. Flowers in her hair and some flat shoes. This is gorgeous detailing. A red background with tan and maybe some blue detailing. Am I crazy, or does this look like Priscilla Presley? You tell me. Let's go ahead and read this. Unforgettable photographs. And we had to interview editors, publishers, designers, photographers, and fashion historians. The more we dug, the more it was clear that we were writing about a unique publication with an influence that reached far beyond fashion journalism into the realm of art, photography, and popular culture. In the course of researching, we saw how Vogue, cultivating its image in the early years of the 20th century as an avant-garde publication, turned its covers into a showcase for emerging artistic movements from Cubism to Art Deco, associating itself firmly with the latest trends in painting and illustrations. A parade of extraordinary talent, whether specialists in illustrations like George Lepape, Eduardo Benito, and Carl Erickson, or artists with a border range like Christian Berard and Salvador Dali, used the cover of Vogue on the newsstand as a sort of outdoor gallery, subtly creating a potent mix of fashion, feminine beauty, art, style, glamour, and journalism. These images remain a treasure to advertising agencies, collectors, and the general public. Vogue's fashion, reproduced as posters, still succeed in bringing to life the spirit of that outstanding era. The magazine, which had started out in the 19th century as a social gazette, a mirror of the culture and the tastes of the rarefied social class, was transformed early in the 20th century by its new owner, Condé Nast, into an active participant in society, generating new ways of looking at reality. In its search for better ways to transmit passion with clarity, grace, and glamour, Vogue became the publication that contributed most to development of photography in general and of artistic photography in particular. Its pages displayed the works of exceptional masters of camera who in their individual styles documented the aesthetic evolution of feminine beauty for a nearly century. Vogue can fairly claim to be the creator of fashion photography. The first step into this rich history was taken by Condé Nast in 1913 when he hired Baron Adolphe de Meyer, whose romantic, seductive images and soft backgrounds unleashed a revolution in the world of imagery. Then in 1916, Nast created a photo laboratory, a rarity in the magazine world at the time, and set up a studio for the use of his staff photographers for the training of their apprentices. By the 1930s, Vogue had 3 such studios in New York, London, and Paris. This is fun. They appear to be at a party with the tambourine. He looks like Matty Healy from the 1975. The 1975. Some beautiful dresses. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. This has some tulle at the bottom, as well as some sequined flowers. It looks like an updo bun. Oh, that's a pretty skirt. I'm getting different vibes from all of these clothing. Like she's in jeans and heels. And this is very early 2000s to me. But this is very reminiscent of like the 70s. Again, just to me. And I think by 70s I meant like 60s. I don't know. But this is very pretty. There's an aura of mystique. It's a beautiful turquoise hat, some white gloves, a black shadow physique. behind a red cross. Quite interesting. Oh, this is fun. Let's start with the dress and move outward. So it's a very pretty and long ball gown, high-low dress with embroidered detailing. We've got some chevron detailing with some tulle at the top. Tulle. A nice ribbon belt. Some more embroidery. Looks like we start out as flowers and then move down to circles with more tulle at the bottom. And then she's holding a fedora with black heels and oh, that's a very pretty necklace. And a nice updo, and she's walking down a bricked path. And on this side of the wall, we have a yellow background with green at the bottom, and it appears to be a little bit beat up. I wonder where this takes place. And we have a portrait of an older man in a blue suit and tie. Up here, we have a little lamp, what I'm assuming is a lamp. Red, green, yellow, and blue. Yellow petals. Then we have a blue wall with red and green accents. A gate, I assume that goes around a window because we have another one right here. And then a portrait of a man and a woman dancing on a cobblestoned road. And to me, that looks like water. Okay, I can absolutely do another part, so we can get into part 1, Vogue and the culture of fashion. I can absolutely do more parts, but this is where I'm gonna stop today. I hope you enjoyed. Whether you did or not, please let me know in the comments. I truly appreciate feedback. And until next time, good night, sleep well.